In some ways, doing research is like baking a cake. Let's think of a chocolate cake in terms of its makeup. It's a collection of ingredients mixed together that gets cooked in a certain way that transforms those ingredients into a whole new yummy and satisfying product. Similarly, your research paper represents a collection of different source types that your brain combines and processes in order to produce an argument or a thesis on a topic. When baking, you probably start with some kind of reference. If you've baked a cake before, you might understand that most cakes require a basic set of ingredients like flour, sugar, eggs, etc. But each cake has its own recipe, and how you gather, mix, and process the ingredients will yield a unique result. Similarly, with your research, you'll start with a core list of ingredients, but depending on your topic, the specific mix and types of resources you use may vary. Background info might include historical issues, terms and jargon, and the dominant arguments that help you understand the basics of your topic. News provides current developments and examples. Statistics and data lend tangible scientific evidence. Opinion offers persuasive arguments. And academic literature provides in-depth research and analysis on specific research questions. Sometimes a cake calls for something unfamiliar.
Saffron threads.
Or off the wall.
Eggplant and tomato soup in a cake.
Likewise, your research may require you to identify less traditional types of resources like blogs and social media, archival materials, trade or professional literature, government documents, personal interviews, or unpublished scholarly work known as gray literature. Knowing which ingredients you need for your cake is one part of the process. Once you begin gathering your ingredients, though, how do you know which ones are of the best quality? With food, we have some common strategies. Don't use ingredients past their expiration date. Don't obtain ingredients from questionable vendors. And know when it's okay to substitute.
I think I'll use vegetable shortening instead of lard.
And when it's not.
I don't have any baking powder. Maybe I could use chili powder.
When it comes to research, we can also recommend some questions to consider when evaluating a source. Who wrote the information? Find the author's credentials to better understand their point of view. Who or what published the information? Is it a commercial company? An academic organization? Who's the audience? Is the information presented in a way that is easy to understand for a general audience, or does it require specialized knowledge? When was the information published? Is it out of date for your research topic or more timeless in nature? Making a great cake requires more than simply identifying and gathering good ingredients. You have to be able to combine and process them in an appropriate way, and this can require a bit of practice. Same goes for your research. Using too much of, too little of, or forgetting an ingredient can render your cake inedible. But finding the right combination can yield something satisfying. Same goes for your research paper. Finding too much or too little of the same type of resource will make your paper flat. Sneaking in unreliable information will sour your argument. And relying on one Google search for all of your research? Well, that's kind of like baking a cake by slopping some random ingredients together. But finding that harmonious balance of sources to answer your research question, well, that yields something satisfying too.
Oh, fun. A plus, plus, plus. Yes, 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 yes. I think I've earned a day at the beach. Oh, yeah. Now, where'd that cake go again?